The Guinevere is going to help a little bit more though, just because again you have that crowd control plus that Requiem to follow through with the rest of this lineup here.
Actually, it actually depends on the carry on what he decides to go for. If he wants to go for the Trinity, yeah, for sure he's going to fight. But I think that overall, any time that you can deliver a kill to the carry, you can actually activate it.
Okay, Dragon Form going to be used. All for the space for Boyet to go ahead and get this turtle. A Feathered Airstrike to keep Troll off that bay. I'm not sure if it's going to break into a fight. A good usage of the Raging Sandstorm stolen by Cuffin. Once again, they're going to be duking it out. A 1v1 with Enoch and Troll going at it, but Boyet's finally going to fall. A good play from Cuffin, the MVP from game 1. But it's a trade, though, and RQ Hoshi gets that trade in their favor.
That big trade that would be in favor of RQ Hoshi. I'm surprised that Cuffin still survived after that, but he actually started the fight so well for Team Falcons. I wonder how Boyet died in there, but yeah, that was the costly goal out there. Fortunately for him, Sunsujin dropped way before he dropped. So that means that when it comes to the EXP, Boyet will have a little bit of an advantage. But overall, RQ Hoshi more than happy to take that trade.
Oof, again, Rins takes some damage. Boyet a little bit of clean up that kill. Good usage there. Set things up in the mid lane. So Team Falcons will do what they can to go ahead and scrape back into this early game. Nothing too crazy, you know, even with that last team fight that we saw, you know, RQ Hoshi just barely ahead here. Team Falcons reading things really well. You gotta commend them to be able to go ahead and go toe-to-toe. Cuffin's ability to take the right ultimates from team fight to team fight has been great already in this early portion of the game. He's holding on to Raging Sandstorm. That's what started things up in the previous team fight as well. They just need a little bit better follow-through to win those fights in their favor.
The important move that we saw from Tony Brentford dominating by the character advantage over the Esmeralda, which is going to be important when it comes to the activation of his carry. We talked about how important the TIPS or the tips for Toy and the power spike. However, if you get approached with a Demon Hunter sword, you're going to be okay. But there has to be a way to lock down your opponents. You have to really hit your opponents. That's what RQ also needs to find with.
It's like clockwork. It's like the same choreography that we saw from the previous game, but this time they decided not to push through with a fight. So, turtle secure here for Team Falcons. Good usage of Sanji using that dragon form. I'm not sure if they're going to jump in on this. Yeah, Troll was there just to back him up if they needed. Cuffin's still holding on to the Raging Sandstorm, so good control. Like, this is all just kind of disciplined gameplay on both sides. A jump in from Susujin. There's the Feathered Airstrike, though, and not enough time for Cuffin to get out with the Raging Sandstorm. An AOG right for Rins, but Troll with Boyet. They're looking to potentially make a play. He's got the Revitalize, but he's going to be thrown into the air again with that spatial migration. So another good pickup for RQ.
A great pickup for RQ Hoshi, as we're looking for opportunities to get good targets. Taking down Cuffin was more than good for RQ Hoshi. Then they get another bonus, which was to take out Troll with the Revitalize. So they have achieved so much. In fact, it prompts some rotation from Sano. That meant that there will be no one to defend this bottom lane, and Toy will be able to push that lane for the team, and further increasing the lead that RQ Hoshi has right now. About 2,000 gold, 5 minutes in or 6 minutes in. When it comes to EXP, they are at par with Boyet anyways. Of course, Boyet has a little bit of XP lead over Sutsujin, but come the next turtle, they can actually teamfight if they do utilize all of their abilities and their heroes. So, RQ Hoshi, good start for them.
Oh, Sano falling down, big play down bot. RQ Hoshi, again, all this too is just buying time here for Toy to go ahead and scale up on this carry. He's going to be a big portion of the damage later on once RQ gets to that stage of the game. You know, carries there to shred it out. But, you know, when you have this kind of start for RQ Hoshi in terms of, you know, your roams got kills, your XP lanes got them, Rins is pumping out the damage. And Susujin, all part of this plan is just to really set things up with the crowd control that comes with the Guinevere. But Team Falcon so far relying on Boyette here to go with the 50-50 on the Retribution. We'll see if he gets enough space. Pops out the shadows. They're going to be able to go ahead and secure it. So Boyette gets the turtle. This fight's going to break out. Cuffin jumping in with the Raging Sandstorm. Again, Ito can't get away.
Ooh.
So once again, Boyette looking potentially to do some damage. No shadow kill, though. But hey, they've done enough. Getting back into this game, they've got a little bit of gold to work on. Putting pressure here on the tier 1's going to be great for them. Diamond taking a couple shots. Sano there. Landshaker going to be dropped down. Boyette joining the fight back. Does he have the shadow kill soon? It's a 3v1 with Dyron holding his own. He's got the Homelander shields to keep him up, but he will finally be pushed off that tier 1 turret.
Great pick. I don't know if Dyron survived that. That's actually pretty crucial, but Team Falcons will collect the turret takedown as their consolation prize. There could be a kill down the bottom lane as Hoshi are poising to go for a death rush play. Gonna be good, but Team Falcons has a wombo combo that's very scary later on. Hoshi survived that. Fortunately, they have the dashes for that one, but if Team Falcons layered that properly, that will be so scary. That's AOG into the stolen Raging Sandstorm from Coffin, and of course Sanji starting it with the Petrify of the Black Dragon 4. That will be a very scary ultimate combo for Team Falcons, and Hoshi has to really mind that all the time. I guess for Team Falcons right now, they're going to be banking on the fact that they can go together as a team. Toy skips the Demon Hunter Sword and goes for the Golden Staff first. I believe that this is also going to help him out up against the low HP heroes, for example, Boyette as well as Coffin. Provided, of course, that he is allowed to freely hit. You need to deliver some kills to Toy. So what I generally mean about that is that you have to keep Team Falcons players in place. Edok with a stun or Rids, for example. That might be the opening for Toy.
They're going to go for this. Edok too, taking some damage. He's going to quick sand guard up. Feathered Airstrike to help keep them at bay. Revitalize was burnt down though, so with Lord being up, I'm not sure if either team is actually in position to take this just yet. They might want to choose to wait for those, of course, the Raging Sandstorm and the Feathered Airstrike to be back up for Hoshi, so it's more so just kind of delaying this given the information, but I think Team Falcons will go ahead and keep Sano at least on the top side to put pressure there. You see the orange buff going in the hands of Toy now. This is what I was talking about with the transition period earlier on, just minutes ago, where, now it's Toy's time to shine. He's had plenty of time to go ahead and farm up. He's got buffs now, and now that we're focused on these Lords, he's going to be crucial to stay alive. So now Team Falcons kind of has to watch out for that, not get set up with that Raging Sandstorm and make things happen. Good burn of the Flicker, though, against Rin's. Rin's going to stay alive for this. Sanji waiting patiently. Susujin grabbing his purple buff, but still, I think this is just a stalemate unless Team Falcons decides to give it a go. They have their own Raging Sandstorm, but not much of an angle to go for just yet.
Being very hectic once again for Team Falcons. Toy now has the Trinity. That's 10 minutes and 17 seconds. Quite on time, especially because of the casualty of recently.
Oh, Feathered Airstrike dropped down. Ito jumped in. Cuffin holding on still. But Sanji is gone. It happens so quick, and now Troll's going to be next. He's thrown into the air. Nowhere to go, and it's a double for Toy. As we expected, the carry is online. And now they've just got to free Lord to go ahead and secure after those 2 kills.
Ain't that the perfect timing to get your free item power spike? Toy had his Demon Hunter Sword, along with the Speeding Light with all of the kit from the carry. That's true damage that you can actually hit the Black Dragon with.
Oh, again, Sano getting caught here. Spatial Migration proving a point. This Guinevere is so strong, and now Boyette finally getting caught again. Put another kill for Toy. Right now, Hoshi has just flipped that switch in their favor. Toy's going to go grab that tier 1 up top as they wait to play into this Lord marching down that bottom lane. Team Falcons now in a precarious position, trying to stop the bleeding here, man.
One of the hidden techs that we usually see up against the Yuzhong from way back is to pick up the carry, because you have the Purify or the Flicker, you're okay against the Yuzhong. And if the Yuzhong messes up, you can actually utilize your ultimate and just keep on attacking even the Black Dragon form. Because even if you have so much defense and so much HP, The damage output coming out from the carry is true damage and is also HP based. So it's actually more than enough to take out the Yuzhong. As you saw, Sanji couldn't even stay in front of the carry because of how strong he is. Now RQ Hoshi are showing us how it's done. They have adjusted and now they are leading by so much.
See how they approach this. Lord's going to march into this bottom turret. They will take down the bottom base turret again. A spatial migration into the feathered airstrike combination. Revitalized from Troll will keep him alive, but Sanji is gone. Cuffin deleted as well as Toy just shreds through the health bars of Team Falcons, clipping the wings here in game 2. Taking them a little bit longer to end it, but it's a double for Troll, or double for Toy as Troll falls and Boyette can't do anything as RRQ Hoshi takes us to a game 3.
Just like yesterday when we saw Team Falcons, they were the team during that last series and also the last series. For today, they will force game number 3. Gotta credit it to what RQ Hoshi has done though, because they were able to recover. Team Falcons were already controlling the early stages of the game, but RQ Hoshi with the right moves, the right pickoffs, all that they needed to do was to find that momentum. And they also show us a different tech on how you can manage the Yuzhong with this carry. Add that all up together, now RQ Hoshi has a one-sided victory in there. Of course, it wasn't that easy in the first 4 minutes of the game. But if you look back this game, Coach Pao and the gang, they're very happy because they have scored a 12-minute one-sided game led by Direct 3-0-7 as the MVP of this game.
Great adjustments here for RQ Hoshi. That's exactly what they had to do going in the draft, and that's what we were talking about, when we got back before the draft for game 2. And I think, Team Falcon showed some fight. It was more or less the same thing. Boyette with a high boost again. I'm not sure if he's going to pick it up a third time in game 3. Definitely could. It's just more so I feel like, they didn't get the fights that they were looking for half the time. And they didn't really have a plan for Toy. Like, Toy was able to go ahead and just mainly have his gold lane experience, farm up the way he wanted to, and eventually get to a point where then the carry is your biggest problem. It's just shredding through even your tankier members. And when Cuffin would basically hold on to the Raging Sandstorm towards the end of the game,